What would we even be doing if it wasn't for Netflix and all the streaming sites that came after it? Netflix has become known to produce original projects that sometimes turn into global happenings, but they just as easily kill off series before they get a chance to shine. In this video, the reason why Netflix canceled Archive 81 revealed, and more Netflix news. Let's start with where our Indian sisters from Bridgerton are really from. Bridgerton is one of those shows that will suck you in from the moment you dare to start the first episode. It's chaotic vibe for some reason, endless comfort. A show that no one can resist. When it comes to the Indian diaspora, most of them have welcomed finally seeing someone that they can relate to more on screen. But there are those with mixed feelings, either from amused irritation or plain disappointment. Even when you keep in mind Bridgerton is anything but attempting to be historically accurate, it could be a little less careless with historical details, glazing over race and colonialism. It's also a bit of a letdown to see big studios like Netflix still lean heavily on stereotypes. Some fans have pointed out that the script uses words from different languages and have ridiculed how Kate brewed herself a cup of masala chai. Among the critiques on how the tea was made, for a lot of people it was simply uncomfortable to see many references to a tea that finds its origin in the exploitation of tea plantation workers in India during British rule. And there was also some questions about the use of the Northern India caste name Sharma for a family that speaks Marathi, which is spoken in the western state of Maharashtra. Yes, all these points also know that Netflix is obviously trying to put some effort into giving the Sharma sisters more background. Some just feel like it could have been done a little better. Next, The Last Kingdom is better than Game of Thrones, fans say. Another show that has a lot of people raving is The Last Kingdom, another show that Netflix saved from oblivion and will be forever grateful that they did. The show started out on BBC based on Bernard Cornwell's The Saxon Stories. In 2015, Netflix decided to take The Last Kingdom, and that's where the show truly started to find its fan base. Fans that are so in love with the show's brutal perfection that they now officially deemed it to be better than Game of Thrones. A lot of people are obviously still feeling the pain of the Game of Thrones finale, even though years have since passed, but they have now found redemption in The Last Kingdom. According to fans, The Last Kingdom got the ending that Game of Thrones should have had. The general feeling about the ending of Game of Thrones was that it felt rushed, which added to the disappointment that many of us still carry around for how it all came to an end for Game of Thrones, which is the opposite of what happened with The Last Kingdom, where everything came perfectly back around. From story, acting, cinematography, and choreography to the riveting soundtrack, everything about The Last Kingdom is now considered better than Game of Thrones. So if you haven't seen it yet, you're missing out. Next up, there are whispers about The Crown prequel. Are we surprised? No. Are we excited? Absolutely, because Netflix is looking at the possibility to make a prequel of the much-loved show, The Crown. Deadline reported that Netflix is in the early stage conversations with The Crown producer Left Bank about a prequel, so no sign of an official announcement yet, but there is more of a matter of when rather than if. The Crown has been a huge success, so it only makes sense for Netflix to want to expand on that. With The Crown looking at its last seasons, even the slightest whisper about a way for The Crown to live is more than welcome, and it looks like that's exactly what we got. The prequel will most likely cover the pre-World War II era or late Victorian era, when Queen Victoria reigned. From there, fans can be taking the path right back to the opening frame of The Crown. It would be very exciting to get to know Queen Elizabeth a little better. Queen Victoria was the United Kingdom's longest-serving monarch before Queen Elizabeth took that record on September 9th, 2015. Despite not having any official word on any prequel yet, fans are absolutely ready for it. The predicted 4 to 5 seasons that may result from it can't get here soon enough. Don't go anywhere. Next up, we have Netflix introducing a new category. We'll shine some light on another show that was killed off by Netflix, but silently, and we reveal the reason why Netflix canceled Archive 81. But first, Netflix has announced a new category. It all started as a joke. Pete Davidson joked about the lack of films that run for less than an hour and 40 minutes in a Saturday Night Live musical sketch. All he's looking for night after night was a short-ass movie. These days, movies easily reach 3 hours, as Davidson gave a direct hit to The Batman. The official Saturday Night Live Twitter posted the skit, which is where it was picked up by Netflix as a joke, Netflix's comedy account. They responded to that skit with that they had a point, and went on to post a link to the new category, short-ass movies. And in that category, you will find various movies that are in fact less than an hour and 40 minutes long. Among those, you will find Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Hustle. Netflix has officially acknowledged the new category, but didn't answer questions about how long it will be available. People have responded positively, so it might be here to stay. A lot of people appreciate having easy access to movies to watch just before going to bed. So for an unknown time only, you can now look for a short-ass movie specifically on Netflix. Following another show that was canceled by Netflix, and they forgot to tell us about it. Netflix is much of a streamer that can catapult a show into instant classic, or tear a show down before it has truly gotten a chance to shine. Netflix shows no mercy when a series is not doing as well as it's supposed to do, and it's nothing new to Netflix to abandon a project after only 1 season and not allowing fans to work towards some closure. But fans of On the Verge have an especially nasty aftertaste from this cancellation. Not only was there no warning, Netflix did not make any statement about On the Verge at all. News started spreading only after a nosy fan poked series creator and star Julie Delpy with some questions about the status of the show on Instagram. Delpy then confirmed the news as a response to the question saying, "Canceled," but they forgot to announce it was canceled. Delpy's shortness seemed to show that things did not end well, and there are still a lot of feelings about it. The show is doing a great job portraying middle-aged women who don't get represented much. The biggest stab must have been that the show wasn't promoted very well, some calling the cancellation of the show death by algorithm. But Netflix obviously obviously doesn't believe in the slow burn hit, or take into account that some debuts may overshadow others. On the Verge aired just before Squid Game took over the world, which may very well have temporarily diverted part of the target audience. And now we'll never know what On the Verge could have become. And now, the reason why Netflix canceled Archive 81 revealed. Not all birds sing the truth, and it sure seems previous sources who were very confident that the Archive 81 would be renewed for a season 2 didn't really know what was up after all. But they had every reason to believe that season 2 of Archive 81 was happening. But sometimes the world isn't ready for a show. It's certainly not the first time a show with lots of potential gets canceled because it hasn't found its viewers yet. That end up being a cult classic in the long run. But Netflix doesn't care about any of that. In the end, if the numbers don't add up fast, shows simply get killed off, often not even giving fans proper closure. Small Screen had an interview with a source that was involved in the production of Archive 81. They say most problems were number problems, both money and views. There were issues with the budget for season 2. Netflix felt like Archive 81 wasn't getting in enough views, but considering the tight budget they worked with on the first season, the show did much better than Netflix is giving it credit for. Scripts for Archive 81 season 2 had already been written and worked on, only days away from officially going into pre-production. The whole crew is still processing the whiplash of it all, but hope to find a way to work together again somewhere in the future. But Archive 81 is dead. And that's it. Do you think Archive 81 deserved to be axed, or is Netflix a bit quick on the draw? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching!